Cool. So Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you for coming by.
I know.
Welcome to the hayloft.
I'm excited. So many of my favorite childhood memories are in a hayloft. You know, I grew up in the country. We had sleepovers up there. We were always playing around up there. So it's really cool to be back in one.
So, yeah, this is just like my calm place to think,
No,
to
it's a
focus,
nice escape.
to kind of, yeah,
I'm
exactly,
jealous.
escape from the noise. That's why I'm here. So,
That's great.
yeah, peace and quiet.
Why are we here?
Why?
So, well, you told me
Mhm.
you're not a Democrat.
No,
I'm running the Democratic primaries.
you are.
Am I wasting my time, Johnny?
Absolutely
Why are
not.
we chatting?
We are
Tell
chatting.
me.
You are
I don't think I'm
grassroots.
wasting my time.
No.
But tell me.
You're not.
Tell the people.
Okay. Well, this is supposed to be about you, but primary elections.
Yeah.
You know, the y'all vote that Amanda has set up and started out, it spoke to me. It spoke to me because, one, we want to change. And everyone is just tired. There's that common, we don't even have to cover any of that. So, what's going to actually make real change, for me, is someone that is not beholden to a large, either dark money billionaire, big super PAC, or just, you know, there's so much money that we have no idea that's even involved in this
So
system.
much. And even if you know until you were in it, you don't know.
I can't even imagine, honestly.
I mean, I
And
was
it's-
telling you earlier, right now, we have
Yes.
the opportunity as some big organizations do a lot of good work wanting to get involved. We have to show them some data. I'm an MBA, I get data. I ran a division for Fortune 500. I totally understand what they're doing. If that costs us $13,000 to get them that information for them to jump in,
You know, the barrier to entry is not cheap.
$15,000 to get on the ballot minimum, plus your signatures, I mean, yeah, so
Wow.
it's easy to sell out. You know, candidates have the option anytime to say,
Well, survival for
right, I mean, this
right?
$13,000. I don't have 13 people I can call and be like, hey man, can you throw me another grand?
Yeah.
I don't, but companies, they're always like, hey, yeah, I'll take care of this for you. And they're gonna come calling. That's not okay.
Yeah. So I'm not naive when it comes to if you are fortunate enough, you win the primary election. Crystal clear, Massey, Kentucky,
Yeah.
there's the playbook, and I think they're only scratching the surface. There is really deep pockets there. So
Yeah.
obviously, it's going to have to be a larger effort. There is going to be contributions coming in. So, you know,
But here's my thing. I win the primary, the DNC is going to spend money here. We are one of the
Yeah,
most
okay.
flippable seats. Cool. They're spending money to get me into that seat. Phenomenal. But I earned that nomination on my own without them tipping the scale.
I like that.
That money flies in, so then they're beholden to me as a candidate, not me being beholden to them. I'm not an actor for the DNC. I'm not a pawn for the DNC. I serve the 1st district. Now, will it take their money and their support to flip the seat after the primary? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We saw what happened with Massey. I mean, this could be a $100 million race. When all is said
Yeah.
and done. When all said and done, this could easily be a $100 million race.
It's incredible, but yeah.
But no one wants in the primaries, you don't want to go to the polls in November and feel like you're picking between the worst of two options. You want to know that the person that's there actually is representing you or is going to do their best to represent you and put you ahead of profits. Right now, we're in a time where things are so unaffordable. I know you did a video on it talking about, you know, maybe it's conspiracy, but we can't afford groceries. We can't afford to put gas in our cars right now, and then the only way grassroots candidates survive are $5, $10, $15 donations from people.
So,
Which that just chokes them out even more. And that's intentional.
you know, again, it's not to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's not a far leap in logic to, if you just, the people, the vote is the power.
The vote's the power, but people have to know your name to be able to vote for you.
So exactly. So those that have, you know, again, no ties to a big, large, dark money or anything of that nature, they're going to be the most dependent on the grassroots, on individual
But
voters.
grassroots isn't just money, though.
No.
And that's what we have to remind people and where we have to empower them. Because you can be like AOC and have a grassroots movement that has millions of dollars in Tallarico, right?
Okay.
But
Great
when,
examples. Yeah.
But grassroots is also this conversation, then you go out and you have a conversation with 10 more people who may have never voted in primaries, especially here in Virginia. We expect people to vote all the time. primaries, especially off-cycle and midterms, historically have the lowest turnout.
Sure.
So what actually makes the difference is I have this conversation with you, and let's say 5,000 people in the district see it on social media, right? But you also have that conversation with 10 more people.
Yeah.
And it grows and that grows. And then those 1,000 people who've never voted in a primary before are going out to vote. And I don't want people actually going out to vote in the Democratic primary because they're just super strong Democrats. And they're like, I'm gonna vote in the Democratic primary, I'm super involved in it, I'm a Democrat, we have open primaries here, as you know, in Virginia, you don't register by party.
And
like that was a problem
privilege.
in Kentucky. Well, that was a problem in Kentucky with Massey, right?
Yeah.
You can't have a true democracy, I truly believe, without open primaries and without ranked choice voting. We're not there. We're not there yet, but at least here in Virginia, we have open primaries. So you can go and you can say, hey, if you're not happy with Trump or Whitman and how this is happening right now, you have an off-ramp. Maybe voting in the Democratic primaries is scary for you. But guess what? There is no Republican primary. So
Yeah.
go get a Democratic primary ballot. There's a really good candidate on there. I knew people going out and voting for me. I'm not a pawn for the Democratic Party. I'm not tied to corporate money. I am tied to them and there to represent them. So I don't need them having a D behind their name, registering as Democrat, which isn't even an option here. My job is to convince people that I will do the best job I possibly can to represent them. So that comes from, yes, money to pay for yard signs and to pay for ads and to reach people, but that really comes from doing the hard work, not just spending $1 million on mailers and $1 million on cable TV ads, but having these conversations and people being excited about the race so much that they want to go out and vote for me and they want to bring their friends and their family to do the same.
So being out in the community, being out in the outreach with the community, looking face to face. So I've seen you out, I mean, pretty rural out here, you know,
Yeah.
Exhibit A.
No, I love it.
but
yeah.
but I've seen you out here 3 events now, and so and other grassroots candidates, and so I think probably that would be the biggest complaint from the established larger candidates, that it's just never seen or very rarely.
Because they go where money is.
Yeah.
If they come out here, it's for a big fundraiser.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
essentially being paid by their campaign to be out here. And when you're out in these rural areas, I mean, we are closing down hospitals. Education's fleeing. There are no economic opportunities out here. We're being choked out. And then you have the audacity to only come out here for a party where people are paying a couple $1,000s to go to, and you're talking to just the wealthiest subset of this rural area, not actually getting a pulse of what's happening on the ground. That's not leadership. That's not service.
Yeah.
You can sell yourself the lie that, well, I have to do this and I have to make this money. I have to spend all my time at fundraisers so that I can win and then I can serve. Bullshit. If you're not serving while you're campaigning, you're not going to do it in office, and you're just lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody else.
You hit on something that, so big, going to the events, and the reason why I'll go to multiple events for each of the candidates, it's to listen to the questions and listen to what everyone's worried about, concerned about, and there's some things that have been eye-opening to me. So there was one event that it was a really good response, but it was a good point. So she was 23 years old. She's born and raised from here, but there's just not many opportunities here, and you hit on the education part of it. So there is a great need for vets out here. All the veterinarians that are out here are either retiring or the practices have been bought out, and she's going to school to be a vet. But there's no real opportunities for her, and that's when I'd asked her about her friends. You know, they've never seen a 9/11 type of event. And it takes something to really get everybody to all of a sudden to get that
Rally around the flag phenomenon. Yeah.
Thank you. And the political climate that we're in today is basically, that's just politics for them.
Yeah.
That's what they've seen.
No, it's so disheartening.
It is. So what is the motivation for them to go out and, because why their vote's not going to count. So they'll either, for
Are
whatever.
people that live in a deep red district like, my vote doesn't count? Yeah, your vote in primaries very much does count.
Very much counts.
And that is the place you are going to see change. And it does count, but it counts also when you're engaging in these conversations.
Yeah.
When you're keeping yourself informed. And I remember this conversation we had. But we want these overarching slogans and taglines that get people rallied up, and everyone's like, no one cares about facts or policy, they just care about emotion. And I think we are doing the younger generation so much discredit with that, because they've only known chaos. They only know this Trump era of politics where we name call and we're mean. I mean, I talked to somebody who, they were 18 at the time, they're probably out 19, 20 now, it's before I ran for office, but they and their friends looked up an Obama era debate. They thought it was a parody, like an SNL parody, and they genuinely thought it was at first. I'm like, wait, this is real. Because they were so respectful and focused on the future and the common goal. Because here's the thing, Republican, Democrat, they're American.
Yeah.
Not an American of a certain skin color, not an American of a certain religion, American. And that was front and center. So when we talk about how we get the youth engaged, because we know, especially in the Democratic Party, we just had the autopsy, right? We've lost the youth vote. And we've done that nonstop, the Democratic Party, we have taken for granted our voters.
Yeah.
That's why we don't bother coming to rural areas. We have the leader in the Democratic Party saying they don't care about rural votes because they'll pick up 2 more urban ones. That's not true. Especially not true in the 1st district.
Yeah.
So we've taken our black vote for granted. We've taken our rural vote and our working class. We've outlined the working class, and we've taken our youth vote for granted. So when we say, they only care about like the emotion, the slogan, and getting people riled up, and that you can give them hope and joy, yes, that's important. Slogans don't save lives.
I love that.
Slogans don't save lives.
Yeah.
They actually care. What are you going to do?
That's actually a great slogan.
What is your policy? How are you going to fix it?
But
we need to give people credit. Are you kidding me? These are intelligent people.
Yeah.
And when so many powers that be in the party will say, well, the youth vote, and assume that they're just not educated and they're not involved, or they don't have the money to donate, so why are we going after them? And write them off as like, well, what, the kids? I get written off being told, wait your turn, your kid. I have a mortgage. I serve my country. I'm raising 4 children.
I was going to say, your children.
This is my future.
Yeah.
Don't put, and I'm a young Democrat, like by the technical category of it, right? Don't put me in this category of not caring, of not being informed. And yeah, I don't want a slogan. I want to know there's an actual plan. And how are you going to make that plan if you only stay in the room with donors who aren't affected? Yeah, they talk about the economy theoretically. They don't talk about the economy in the terms of crying at your kitchen table because you don't know how you're going to make groceries when they went up 40%. People know that. How are you going to fix it? And we can't just say, what's the biggest problem in the Democratic Party? That there's no plan, there's no future, there's no common value, and there's not. It's just anti-Trump. Cool, Trump's a bad person, we're in this shit show to begin with, awesome.
But
It's been burnt down. How are you rebuilding it?
Yeah.
And we have to know, so we talk about economic opportunity out here. Number 1, we need broadband internet.
I couldn't live
livable
out
wages.
here.
We need transportation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have to invest. Like these things are so easy. When I talked to that young woman, great. So we provide a grant for the vet practices that are closing. You literally can't get a vet out here. I've heard that so many times. That there are a few, but they aren't accepting new patients either.
No new patients.
So we give them grants to expand and to partner with youth who want to be here. Same thing that we do, like Teach for America.
Yeah.
Those programs, we just expand it. We already have the framework. And it's all just a policy choice, because some people are going to hear this and say, oh, grant, like you just want to spend other people's money. We're spending the money, let's be clear. We're the wealthiest country in the world, but you spend money where you care. You look at a family's budget. You spend money where you care about it. You look at a company's budget. It's the number 1 thing. You want to know where your priorities are. Where's your money going to? We make it clear where our money's going to and what our priorities are right now, and they are incredibly misplaced.